Hey guys, it's your boy M.K.S here, back in another video. This one is quite a serious video. I think I normally try to make jovial videos if I can. I know I probably I'm not always the best with my humor or whatever, but this one is a bit of a serious one. Unfortunately, I've seen some reports on, like, I don't really watch the news normally, but there's been quite a few reports which have obviously reached YouTube and things like that, where we've just shown a lot of attacks, racially motivated attacks against Asian people, especially in America or Canada or places like that, which obviously I think is a terrible shame. And since these 3 months, April, May, and June, I wish to in these 3 months I wish to empower people across Asia or from Asian backgrounds, especially in Asia itself, but also around the world. I thought I'd address this issue and talk about some of my honest thoughts of it. I was thinking about talking about them on Facebook, but I'm not sure. Obviously, I have to be a bit careful about some of the things I say. One thing I hope to make this clear, because I know Facebook and YouTube now are being really careful about what posts they permit. So even if you joke about something which jokes about death or dying or killing or anything like that, even if it's just, as I say, even if it's just a joke, obviously they don't always know. So in their defense, they block a lot of things. I've got 2 warnings for saying quite morbid jokes. So yeah, I have to be careful what I say. But first of all, I think I'll say that I don't advocate for any violence or anything like that. But I think that Asians now, from what I've heard, really, I think need to. I can understand why they would arm themselves. One thing I think they should arm themselves with is like a recording device of some sort, so they can record themselves going about their business, so that if someone does attack them, they can have evidence. And I think also they should get more they should have more security, and hopefully police in as many areas as possible will protect Asians or Asian areas, or minorities or people of color generally. So I think it'd be good to see people of color working with the police, which I hope to cover in more details in some of my future videos. And I think also maybe it would be good to have like CCTV in areas where there are more ethnic minority shops or businesses and things like that. So me personally, if I could, I would love to have CCTV where I live, because even though it's not that much of a diverse area that I live in, I think that if the police could see any people who, if there was like CCTV, I'd feel much more comfortable, even just against things like theft, let alone obviously violent crime or anything like that. But luckily my area is normally quite quiet, but sometimes there is a little bit of trouble, or there has been a bit of a spike in crime. But yeah, so I thought I'd give my 2 cents. Sorry if it sounds a bit like drunken rambling, because it is quite late at night and I haven't really planned it hugely. But yeah, but I have been thinking about it a little bit, and I think normally I don't like violence or vengefulness, but part of me does think that if the Asian community or other people of color say, if you are gonna, if they threaten that if anyone attacks Asian people at this moment in time, or even other people of color, that they will use force to defend themselves, and make it clear, like, you could be injured if they're not just going to take it lying down, so that if they have to, they will injure you. And I think I talk about arming themselves with recording devices, so that they can record their daily activities and make sure they're safe. And if people attack them, the police, obviously, hopefully people will think twice about attacking them, because they'll know that they're on camera or whatever. It doesn't always work, but it could at least keep a few people safe. The other thing is, like, obviously, if they keep watch on each other and make sure they're safe. And as I say, I don't really advocate for violence. I've often said in the past, unless it's in self-defense, or defense of the vulnerable as well. But if people see that, if I had to choose between, like, say, if a really racist person was attacking members of the Asian community or any other people of color, and then they got really badly attacked and really badly injured, part of me would think, well, that's better than, say, the old ladies or old people, or even very young or vulnerable, or not very, people who can't protect themselves being attacked. If I had to choose, I'd rather the other people being injured, and then hopefully that will give a clear sign that they won't take it lying down. And I hope that will deter more people. But I know some people might have a macho thing where they still think they would do so. But another thing, like, I think I jump from point to point, so I haven't really organized it coherently, so please forgive me. But that's one of the reasons why I do things in lists, because that helps me to organise. But yeah, I think maybe a lot of Asian people should carry things like pepper spray or mace or whatever. Like one idea I came up with is even like carry deodorant with you, and then like if someone gets too close, you could even spray at them. But my brother said, why wouldn't you carry mace or something like that, or pepper spray or whatever? But as I said before, I just want to clarify that I don't advocate unprovoked attacks or anything like that, or just attacking people for no reason. But if you are threatened, I can understand why anyone would want to defend themselves. So, but I think it'd be good to see more police reassuring. I think some communities are doing it, but I hope they expand that to other areas as well, so that police can see in both America and the UK, or even around the world, that where Asians are a minority, or where people of color are, generally that the police are going to monitor those areas and make sure that all members of the community are safe, all law-abiding, legal members of the community are safe as much as possible, and that liaise with, what do you call it, with those communities and people. Yeah, so I thought I'd share my 2 cents, and I'd love to hear your opinion. Part of me believes like you shouldn't be vengeful, but another part of me thinks that if, like some of the attacks I've seen where old people have been pushed to the ground, or attacked from behind and things like that, so to speak, like pushed and attacked by people a lot bigger than them, then I think that if they know that some members of the Asian community, or even other communities, will jump to the aid of old women or vulnerable people, women generally, or children, or vulnerable people, especially elderly people, or whatever, then I think that they would they'll think twice about doing it. I just hope that would deter more people, whereas if they think, oh, it's an easy target, we'll get away with it, then they might do it more. So I feel a bit guilty about saying that people should use violence, but I think in self-defense, I think that it is justified. If you go around hitting people for no reason, I definitely disagree with that. I definitely don't encourage it. But I'd love to know what you think. Like, do you disagree with anything I say, or do you think it's justified? Do you think I'm being a bit paranoid, or do you think it's scaremongering? Because if you look at the statistics, a lot of the hate crime has gone up quite a lot. But again, if people know that a lot of Asians will carry pepper spray, mace, or in America, I'm surprised more people don't carry guns and protect themselves. I thought like everyone in America has guns, isn't that true? Maybe I've just believed some stereotypes myself. But anyway, so yeah, I think if you can like get a license to have a gun, or just get something that would protect yourself. Obviously, if the other person's got guns, then you're not going to have much of a chance unless you've got your own gun or whatever. So even though I abhor violence, I think that there is a place for it. And I think like some of the attacks have been on Asian businesses, but if there's more of a security presence there, people with guns, then like police, or security people with weapons, then it might not completely stop it, but hopefully it will at least make people feel a bit more safer and more assured, and also it will hopefully deter at least a few people. So yeah, sorry if this is a bit of a serious or vengeful sort of video. It's not really vengeful, it's just more of a deterrent that people know that you're going to protect yourself if you are attacked. So I often stress like I don't believe in breaking the law or anything like that, so I think it definitely should be done legally, but I think you should have a legal right. Another thing I was going to say, because it's the third today, talking about freedom, I think that if anyone comes onto your property, excuse the expression, for those who might have a dirty mind, but no, seriously, if anyone, gotta be careful what I say again, but if anyone goes onto your property without permission, like trespassing basically, or trespassing, burglarizing, whatever, your property, I think you do have a right to do whatever they bring that onto themselves, I think. So I do believe people should be able to protect their property, or their family, or the vulnerable, or the community if they feel they're being attacked. Obviously, if they attack people for no reason, then I don't agree with that, as I say. But I think I definitely believe in the right to self-defense. If people go onto your property, I don't blame someone for, unfortunately, hurting someone, because who knows if that person's got a weapon or they're going to attack your family. Like, you're not just going to. I don't understand why anyone would just let them get away with it, or let them walk into your house and say. And then if the police said something, I would probably say like, how do you know that person's not going to attack you? So you do it first, so they can't do it. If you know what I mean. Anyway, I'm probably waffling, but as ever, thoughts, comments, whatever you want to say, and all that. Any opinions or anything you want to say. I think my message has been I think my message has been quite or fairly ethical in terms of like saying I don't believe you should break the law or use violence, but I do think you should be able to use it in self-defense. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling. I can't speak properly because I don't want the video to be too long. Anyway, I'm out. Peace out.